Just a second. Okay. No, it's responding to my mouse clicking, because I was clicking my mouse. Anyway, we're doing Connellcast, because we haven't done Connellcast in a while. I'm doing Brachydios, Stream Buddy / reactive image for Gao. And I'm also working on, because the game is unlocking tonight, I'm gonna finish the Tall Lady. And all this stuff you see over here, these are cross-hatching brushes that I have downloaded off of the clip store, asset store thingy. And because background, I don't feel like doing it all by hand, because cross-hatching takes forever, and it's gonna make my hand hurt by the time I'm done with it. So I'm just gonna cheat and use brushes that simulate the effect for the background to make it kind of like dramatic, like a creepy manga kind of bullshit. Anyway, hello. It's Thursday. I think it's Thursday, right? Is it Thursday? It is. Okay. It's Thursday, and it's stream night, so I'm here doing art. Originally, I wanted to do some traditional media, but because I found out that this expensive Deleter #4 ink that I ordered, despite claiming that it is marker safe, it still kind of smears. I've decided to try to find some of my watercolor paper if I have any left, but I didn't decide that until about 45 minutes ago, so I don't have time to go digging through my shit looking for paper. I also don't know what I was gonna I was gonna do, so we'll hold off on that until later. I also might need to buy myself some new watercolor brushes because my brushes are in some pretty shabby condition because they've been in storage for years. Hang on, I gotta let the cat out of the room. Okay, Tobias is now banished. Not really. I just let him out. He'll be back. Oh, this track is kind of droney, isn't it? Yeah, I don't... So, OBS is still telling me I'm dropping frames occasionally. I'm gonna guess that that's Comcast. Because I really don't think it's the new computer. But anyway, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm not playing a game or anything, so it's not really important. Yep, he's back already. He's scratching at the door. So yeah. And then I also have commissions to work on, but I don't know if we're gonna get to those tonight. I mean, I will off stream, but I don't know about on stream. But anyway. So right now, this is the idle pose, and I have sketches up in the background so I can see what I was trying to do. But this is gonna be for when talking is not happening, right? And then when talking is happening, it's gonna be like this. We decided to go a little bit exaggerated because, as Gao said, they are not a super serious person in general. So it's gonna start off kind of serious and then be more exaggerated and kind of cartoony. Kind of because Gao is currently using it's like a sock puppet kind of thing for the little stream buddy thing, and it's kind of goofy, cartoony, so we decided to include some of that vibe. But yeah, so I've been working. It's not necessarily supposed to be like a shaded piece, but unfortunately with Brachydios you kind of have to have some kind of shininess, because Brachydios is just a very dark blue. So it wouldn't look right if it was just a flat blue. It'd be kind of... you'd lose some of the details, so I need to add some highlights at least to make it pop. Also, Brachydios has a lot of textures, like these ridges and bumps and all that, so we need to make sure that they are being displayed properly. And all I'm doing for that is I made a layer with an add glow effect on it, a layer effect, and then I'm just taking the base color, and then because of the layer effect, it actually comes out looking like this. I don't even have to change the color. It's the same color as underneath, it's just a different layer effect. I mean, if you want me to add shading, yeah, that's fine. I mean, it'll probably make it look, you know, that much more Brachydios-y. Diosian? I don't know. What would we call that? Dios-esque? But yeah, I can do that. And then for that, I would just make a layer, multiply, same color as the base color, and we just kind of go in. And it's instantly a good shading color. Okay. And then like up here, here. And then I would just blend it out. Oh, the dryer is done. Wow. I did laundry today. I also slept way too late. But I was very tired. I also stayed up too late. I didn't go to sleep until like 8:30 this morning. Because, you know, I was working on this actually, so.
Now, let's go.
I had to find some, like, several different images of Brachydios with its mouth open to kind of figure out what the mechanism was. Because the way Brachydios' head is, like, hang on, I have, where is it? There it is. Okay. So this is concept art for Brachydios. So Brachydios, you can see kind of, it's very dark, but you can kind of see here the upper jaw is much more narrow than the lower jaw, and it kind of locks in with the big, broad lower jaw. So trying to maintain that kind of three-dimensionality, especially in a side profile, is interesting. And then also when it opens its mouth, you have to factor in the fact that the upper mandible is narrower than this, and that it seems like most of the muscle is going to be anchored into the lower jaw because it's the bigger, broader, more powerful one. And you have to kind of figure out how that's going to tuck into everything, like when the mouth is closed as opposed to open. And then I was looking at like 3D renders from the game and from what people have made as fan art and stuff, and it's interesting, but it's complicated. It is kind of like a Muppet. Brachydios, what is Brachydios other than just a big, gnarly Muppet, right? You're a Muppet. Well, I mean, you're using a sock puppet for a stream avatar currently, so I mean, you know. Okay, oddly enough, the frame dropping was happening more when I was on the talk screen, where it's just the face rig and the background and the hot tub. So maybe, it just doesn't like the hot tub. Maybe the hot tub is too much. I don't know. I think it's my connection. I think it's Comcast being shitty. I don't think it's the computer. There's no reason this computer should be dropping frames when I'm not, like, playing a game or anything. But, whatever. I can't do anything about it. Well, I'm glad you're happy with the Brachydios Muppet that I'm doing for you. This is my first time drawing Brachydios, by the way. I've never drawn this monster before. Honestly, it's probably not a monster I would have drawn if I was just left to my own devices. Like, Brachydios is fine. I've fought it many times. I don't have any problems with it, except the Raging Brachydios and Iceborne was a little bit of a shit to fight, I'm not gonna lie. But it's not a monster that I would normally be like, I want to draw a Monster Hunter animal. What should I draw? Brachydios. I'd probably go, like, you know, Kezu, or maybe Anjanath, because I actually like Anjanath's design a lot, because he's just an overgrown, plucked turkey. But Brachydios has so much going on. There's so many things, so many ridges. Dodogama in space, yeah, that's another one. But I mean, Dodogama's the best boy, so you have to draw Dodogama. Like, I would actually like to draw the spider from Rise, the Radnikadaki, but she's so complicated, and I am lazy, so I probably will not do that.
You are doing great.
Brachydios is almost like a mech. Like a living mech. That's probably the thing about it, because I don't really draw a lot of mechanical stuff. Which, you know, that's a common thing with artists, isn't it? And a lot of people just don't draw mechanical stuff. I can, but it's a struggle for me because it's not something that I have a lot of practice doing. And Brachydios reminds me a lot of a mech, so that contributes a little bit to the aversion, just because it's not like something that's normally in my wheelhouse. Yeah, I saw the Ava crossover and I figured, oh, well, that explains a lot about why Gao is so fond of this monster, to be honest. It's not that I'm opposed to challenging myself by drawing things I don't normally draw either. It's just and this is something that my art teacher in high school used to say a lot about, why he wouldn't let people necessarily just choose their own projects, because usually people are just going to choose the stuff they feel competent at and safe doing. And if you really want to challenge yourself to develop, you need to do things that you're not comfortable or necessarily proficient with. Purple and green, like the best anime mom. Hell yeah. And when I was in high school, I hated that. I was very, like, salty at my teacher for that. I was like, fuck you. You know? I just want to draw what I want to draw. But as I got older and better able to, you know, look at myself a little less, like, a little more impartially, and kind of examine myself by stepping back, I was like, you know what? He was right. You're never gonna get better unless you challenge yourself. You can't stay in your comfort bubble forever. I hate to admit it, but he was right. And so now I try to challenge myself more often. A lot of times that comes from commissions, because, you know, you take commissions and people are gonna ask you to draw stuff that you don't normally draw, or ways that you don't normally draw it. So that's a good way to just to have curveballs thrown at you. I mean, if you want, I could do it. Jersey BZ, thank you for following. Welcome. Yeah, I could do it. It just might take a lot longer than I normally would for a similarly composed image, and I will complain a lot more. Not because it's I don't want to do it, it's because I'll be struggling more than usual. And also, I like to complain. It doesn't take much for me to complain about something. I do like Tomonku, you're right, absolutely. And I probably get that from my grandma, because she used to Monku all the time, about everything. Even things that she liked. Like, she loved to watch horror movies. This little 4'11" Japanese woman watched horror movies constantly. She had subscriptions to the horror movie channels when they were first a thing. And she would incessantly complain about the movies while she was watching them, and immediately after about how they weren't scary and about how everybody in the movie was stupid. And it was just hilarious. So I think that's where I get that. It's like, you've seen so many horror movies and people always behave the same way, like in a slasher movie, and they're gonna get killed because they're, you know, being absolute dipshits. And why are you complaining? You should expect it by now. I think she just liked to complain, though. I think it was just fun for her to complain about it. So I get it. I understand. Sometimes complaining is fun. So, see, that already has more depth to it. feels not three-dimensional because it's not, but more three-dimensional. Yeah, I rarely saw my grandma actually, like, get got by a jump scare in a horror movie. Or, like, you know, the, like, stinger moments where they're supposed to really, like, oh my god, you know, she just unfazed, just sitting there watching it, snacking on something. That's also how I ended up watching Peter Jackson's Dead Alive when I was, like, 8 years old. I really shouldn't have been seeing that movie at that age, but my grandma was watching it. It was like 6 o'clock in the evening, and it was apparently on one of her horror movie channels. I sat there and watched it with her, and woo, that was an experience. You get to the chainsaw scene, and no going back. Big CW if you ever check out that movie. It's extremely gory and honestly kind of fucked up. It's hard to believe that he made Lord of the Rings after that, because it is absolutely nothing like Lord of the Rings. Although, a Lord of the Rings-esque movie that's like that would be kind of entertaining. Like a hyper gory, like goofy, violent Lord of the Rings movie. So Dead Alive is... No, I think that's Meet the Feebles. I haven't seen... So the only Peter Jackson movies I've seen are Lord of the Rings, the Hobbit trilogy. Well, 2 of the movies in the Hobbit trilogy. I didn't watch the 3rd one. And then Dead Alive, which is also known as Brain Dead, I think, is an alternate title for it. But that's like a zombie movie where there's this weird virus from this weird monkey that some rich old woman gets, and then everybody turns into a disgusting, horrible monster zombie. And I think at one point, it might still be, I'm not sure, at one point I think it was considered the movie production that used like a record-breaking amount of artificial blood or something, which I could totally believe. I don't know how accurate that is, but I could totally believe that. It is a mess. Just a gory mess. If you're at all interested in horror movies or just over-the-top, like, cartoonish, like, gore, I do recommend you watch it. Just be warned that it's extreme. Yeah, he did Bad Taste, but I don't think I saw that. I think the only, like, non-Lord of the Rings Peter Jackson... Oh, no, he did Heavenly Creatures, too, didn't he? Did he do Heavenly Creatures? About those 2 girls that committed that murder? Because if he did that one, I saw that, too. And that's also completely different from, like, Dead Alive and all that. Yeah, okay, yeah, so I've seen that one too. So I've seen his Lord of the Rings stuff, and then I've seen Dead Alive, and then I've seen Heavenly Creatures, and I think that's it. Oh no, the Pluromans are at it? That's why, in general, I will suspend Pluroma instances on site. I just don't even bother with them. It's not worth it to me. Like, I think the only one that I don't, like, immediately want to suspend is Claire John's personal instance, because it's Claire John. Oh, and... no, that's Miss Key, never mind. Yeah, no, I pretty much block all Pleroma instances when I find them. So, I know that Pleroma can kind of see stuff even if you don't federate with them or if you block them, which sucks, but at the same time, if they're, like, responding to me or whatever, I can't see it, so I don't care. Oh my god, stream stickers, I'm gonna turn you off. You need to shut up.
This is Conrad. Stick with this one. It's going places.
Hang on,
Just
I wanna...
like you. Keep it up.
I wanna turn off that chat bot. It's annoying. There. I don't know, Pleroma is weird. Like, I appreciate that it's easier to set up and configure and has some features that Mastodon doesn't, but it's just so heavily adopted by absolute weirdos that I don't want anything to do with, that it's tainted in my mind. I don't know why it attracts those people, but it does. So the Fediverse, and we're going to talk about the Fediverse again because we do that a lot here. The Fediverse is made up of multiple platforms that use ActivityPub as its protocol. Mastodon is only one software that connects with the Fediverse. There's also Pleroma. There's also Misskey. There's Friendica, I want to say, is one of them. There's multiple plugins that you can use for other services like WordPress and stuff that make it federate. But Pleroma is probably the second most popular next to Mastodon. And unfortunately, it has become the go-to for a lot of like alt-right chuds and like weirdos with anime avatars and stuff like that. People that like to post and share certain genres of anime and manga art that are gross and skeevy, and people that like to drop slurs casually and stuff like that. So because of that, there's nothing wrong with the software itself necessarily, but because it's so heavily adopted by those types, it's got a stigma to it. I wouldn't necessarily even say the Fedora crew. Like, there's a lot of like queer people and stuff on Pleroma too. It's just for some reason they're like the really reactionary ones that like to drop slurs and just do really toxic shit. It's got a stigmata to it, yeah, exactly. It's got holes in its hands that bleed nasty manga art. It's gross and creepy. That's gross. It does... Okay, so it has more... I would argue that it has more features to it, which can be good, but also can be bad, because it does seem like it provides tools to do things like block evasion and stuff, which, you know, really sucks. But, you know, whatever. So, essentially, over time, I've encountered so many, like, gross weirdos on Pleroma that I will usually just suspend or defederate with Pleroma instances when I find them, because I don't feel like taking the chance. And if I block some that are actually good and decent, oh well, that's just collateral damage, I guess. Yeah, it provides tools for tools. I've never actually played with Pleroma or even, like, used it, like, as a user. I've heard from other people that have used it that aren't, like, weird, gross chuds, that it's, in some ways it's better than Mastodon, but it's the whole problem with who the Pleroma community generally tends to be that, you know, people don't usually want to use it. So, you know, the bad apples have spoiled the bunch, essentially. One of the devs, who I don't think is even a dev anymore, was also kind of a weirdo, so that probably plays into it a little bit. But you can, like, fork it because it's open source. So it's possible at some point there will be a fork that doesn't attract as many creeps. But who knows? That's all kind of outside of my sphere of knowledge and stuff anyway, so. Yeah, yeah. The amount of possibly good people you could meet that use Pleroma is outweighed by the amount of just gross people that you're probably going to meet who use Pleroma. So you just, you know, you just, I guess, take the loss, essentially. I'm at the point, not just with the Fetty, but being online as long as I have and dealing with as many different kinds of people on the internet as I have. I just don't have the time or the patience or the energy to sit there and wait for people to show their asses. Like, if somebody has bad vibes, I'm probably going to mute or block them because I just don't want to deal with it. And yeah, that might be petty, but I'm not going to sit there and wait for them to do something terrible to me or to anybody else, you know? So, at least on Fetty, my block list is extremely long and gets longer every day, and I don't really care, you know? I just don't want to put up with people's bullshit, essentially. I'm tired of it. I just want to live. That's all I'm trying to do. I just want to live. There's so many other things to worry about in the world. I don't want to worry about somebody being an asshole in my sphere of the internet. If I want that, I'll just go on Twitter. If I want to see people just be awful, I'll go on Twitter. Or I'll go on Facebook. Ooh, loud. Let's turn that down a little bit. Oh yeah, that's right. There's no music volume thingy. I have to make Firefox less loud. There. But yeah, so that's the deal with Pleroma. That's a quick and dirty introduction into one of the other software options for the Fediverse. And if you don't know what the Fediverse is basically just a network of services that use ActivityPub as their protocol. So you can have a bunch of different websites and platforms that can communicate with each other. So there's things like Mastodon, which is like a Twitter clone that uses it. There's Pleroma, which is also a Twitter clone that uses it. There's things like PixelFed, which is like an Instagram clone that uses it. There's blogging platforms that use it. There's a YouTube clone called PeerTube that uses it. And a bunch of stuff. And it's decentralized, so there's no one official site for any of it. And there's no algorithm, at least not on Mastodon, which is nice. Yeah, PeerTube, but unfortunately PeerTube is another one of those Fediverse softwares that is mostly populated by gross weirdos. At least in my experience. It could be different. I haven't checked it out in a while. But I've heard that a lot of the PeerTube instances just are full of, like, gross people. And I think there's something about the PeerTube software itself that makes it hard to moderate things, or the teams just don't care. I'm not sure which it is. It's not something that's really appealed to me that much, because I'm not really, like, into, like, YouTubing or anything, so I never really bothered with it. Other people would know more about it than I do. Oh, Peer. P-E-E-R. P-E-E-E-E-E-R. Peer. Like, your peers. P-E-E-R. PeerTube, or PeerTube. Like someone who pees. A peer. P-tube. But yeah. Alright, we need to do some green stuff here. I know a couple of people, like decent people who run PeerTube instances, but as far as I know, they're very like selective in who they allow on it because it requires a lot of resources. Like video hosting and stuff and encoding and all that is incredibly resource demanding. So they generally don't have like public signups and stuff. Yeah, like Skelly's saying, like, you know, people don't really use it that much, despite all the demands for a better alternative to YouTube. Just because I think it's the resource demands and the fact that, you know, it's hard to get people on the Fediverse in general, so you're not going to have a huge audience for stuff. Because most people are going to be like, what the hell is that? And then, like, you know, kind of tap out as you explain it because it's too complicated. Allow list only is good. Especially for something like that. You don't necessarily want to be federating with weirdos on a video hosting service because you might encounter some especially egregious stuff. Doing some tongue shading. Look at that. Oh, we got some maw action going on. It's a big blum. The biggest. Maybe not the biggest, but it's big. Yeah, I am hungry, but I'm streaming right now. Thank you for asking, though. I'm not gonna eat on stream, so you can just put my food in the microwave. No. No. Oh, Spooky's on my desk. Spooky, what are you doing? I made her get down. She's not supposed to be up here. I don't want her to clog up my computer with cat hair. She has a lot of fur. Like, a lot of fur. And it gets everywhere. Oh yeah, perfect broccoli. Love it. You love to see the perfect broccoli. I think Spooky's mad now because I made her get off the desk. I hurt her kitty feelings. It is Bracky, you're right, Flawless. Hello. Alright, I need to let the cat out again. Cats. Always demanding things. How rude. Don't they know that I'm busy? Don't they know that I'm working on something? They don't care. They don't value my time. Oh my god, I literally just let her out the door and she's already back. I think it's a game to them. Like, yeah, let me out. No, I'm back. Yeah, this is Connellcast. We haven't listened to Connellcast in a while, so I figured we should catch up.
But only because many fantastic listeners help keep it going by chipping in a few bucks a month.
Hey, I'm one of those people. I chip in a few bucks a month. I love Conelrad. Conelrad is so good.
Worth of high-quality versions of the tracks, with no intros, drops, or announcements, along with exclusive tracks. See the show notes for other ways to help. Meanwhile, please take care. See you again next time.
Alright, so since it's been a while, we have a few Connellcast episodes to go through. So we will probably not have to change music for the whole stream, hopefully. Oh yeah, if anybody hasn't seen it, if you use Twitter at all, they've recently added a tipping feature where you can tip posters, I guess, to appreciate their posts. It's only on the mobile apps right now, but big problem, they use PayPal. And for one, they have it set to use PayPal invoices, which require you to send out a product, and they haven't toggled that to allow it to be like a not shipped thing or a digital good. So if you get a tip from somebody using the service and they decide to report that they did not receive an item, that an item was not shipped to them, which is impossible, right? Because it's a digital tip. You can get in trouble with PayPal and you can have your account locked for like fraud, essentially. Also, because it's using this system, the person who's giving you the tip will have all of their information given to you when they give you the tip. Their real name, their email address, their real address, their physical address. So, do not use the PayPal tipping system, at least at this time, through Twitter. It's not a good idea. If you tip somebody using this system on Twitter, you'll probably end up doxing yourself. If it's just a friend and you trust them, then I guess that's fine. But if it's not, don't use it. There's other ways to tip people online for stuff, you know. You don't need to rely on this system. It's not safe. Twitter obviously did not think this through, and, you know, PayPal is PayPal, of course. So. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, just a heads up for anybody that uses Twitter, in case you've been interested in, you know, tipping your favorite posters or their tweets. Try to find some other way to do it. Most people will have some way to do that because nowadays, you know, everybody could use a few extra bucks to survive. Just don't do it through the Twitter system. Yeah, PayPal is like that. I have a business account set up, although arguably I do have a business even if it's not registered anywhere. But in some cases, some countries don't allow you to do that unless you actually have like a business license, which sucks. In the US and Canada, you can do it without that. It doesn't require it. But that's not the same case everywhere. So just do whatever you can to protect yourself. If you don't feel comfortable using PayPal because of that, there's alternative services you can use. Also, like, if you have a dead name, there's a good chance that, unless you've legally changed your name, PayPal is going to require you to use whatever your legal name is, and people will get your dead name, which sucks, but they don't care. They're not interested in that. If you have a business account, you can set your name to whatever you want, which is nice. But again, you have to make sure that you're able to actually do that. Yeah, big titty drawer's license, exactly. But yes, that is the latest news regarding, um, you know, internet social media platform fuckery. Twitter's doing its thing again, but hey, the crop is gone when you use the mobile apps. Not when you use the web version or the desktop version, it's still there, but if you're using it on iOS or Android, uh, you don't get vertical images getting cropped horribly anymore, which I guess is cool. There's way more things that they probably could have done that would be more useful than that, but whatever.
Maybe the spring sunlight is charging the batteries over here. I hope you enjoy it. Let's go.
That was the wrong brush, what the hell? So how's everybody's Thursday going? I haven't been awake for that long, so I don't have much to report. I kind of overslept today. I was tired. And then I did laundry. And then I started streaming. I know that that Resident Evil game is coming out at like midnight or something. Does anybody have it? Did anybody pre-order it? Is anybody gonna play it? And if you are gonna play it, are you gonna stream it? Because I'd be interested in watching since I'm probably not gonna play it myself. Standard Thursday? I guess that's alright. Unless Thursdays are normally bad for you, in which case I'm sorry about that. Alright. Racky is shinier than this. So we're gonna make him shinier. If we're gonna go for shading, we might as well just go all out, right? Brighten this punchy boy up. Yeah, waiting for a sale is valid. I mean, you don't have to have 9-foot tall vertical MILF on release day. You can wait a little bit. I've never been huge into Resident Evil. Just really hasn't been my thing. I'm not. I get tired of zombies easily. Let's put it that way. So most of my exposure to Resident Evil is like watching other people play it. Is this 8? Is that what number this one is? I just know it's called The Village, but I don't know what number in the series it is. Okay. Well, yeah, if Whisk is gonna do it, then I'll watch that. Cause I'm probably not gonna play it. Like I like the big lady, but I'm not really that interested in the game itself. Basically, the only real like horror series that I've ever like cared to play was Silent Hill, and really only 1 through 3. I dropped off after playing 4 because I didn't like it, and I didn't like the direction that the series was going. It's not that I don't like horror, it's just, I don't know. It really has to do something, like, interesting or unique to get me to play it. Zombies is definitely not where that's at. Not for me. Look at that glossy boy. Wow. I've never played Fatal Frame. Oh, I played Parasite Eve. The first one, only. The only good one. The only one that really exists. That was good. But that was different. Like, one of the reasons why I liked it so much was because it was different, because it was like a horror RPG. Yeah, October. I don't consider Castlevania to be horror games either, even though some people do. Especially like the not 3D Castlevanias. Like they're like, I guess they're not even spoopy. They're just like, I don't know, but I don't consider those horror games, but I play those too. Oh yeah. Damn, the year is already almost half over. Can you believe that? It's already time to start planning for Halloween because, as far as I'm concerned, Halloween season officially starts when August ends, and officially ends like with Thanksgiving, but never really ends in my soul. I'm probably gonna play Symphony of the Night in October, or in September. In October, I don't know. Well, Gao, you've already played, like, the spookiest game in the world. Spooky Castle. I don't know how you can top that. Like, that game was the spookiest game I've ever seen in my life. I didn't even know you could get that spooky. It is spooky how bad it is. It's absolutely cursed. I need to finish Final Fantasy Tactics at some point too. We're like literally right at the end. We're right before the last battles. That's where we stopped. But Monster Hunter, you know? Monster Hunter was more important. And it still is more important. Final Fantasy Tic Tacs. But yeah, once we go to that next location, we basically start the final sequence of battles, which you can't, like, back out of again once you start it, so... That's why I figured that was a good place to stop, and then we'll revisit it at some point and just finish out the game. Wow, so shiny, so glossy. What's LB? I don't think I've ever heard of that game. Is it like an acronym for something? Or is it IB? I can't tell. IB. Okay, what's that? What is that? Oh. Yeah, I've never heard of that. Again, I'm not like a super big horror game fan.
You are doing great.
So that's like a whole realm that I've never really explored that much. I like weird games. And sometimes the weird games overlap with horror, but not always. Oh, I need to finish coloring in these scales on the neck. The scariest game next to Spooky Castle is Vampire Solitaire, which I should play again sometime, maybe when I'm feeling really low energy and I don't necessarily want to do anything more demanding. I'll play Vampire Solitaire on the stream again. Because we need to finish our castle. We haven't finished the second castle yet. We need to finish building that. Also, I haven't been playing Solitaire a whole lot lately, and I think my skills have diminished a little bit. Ooh, Richie, I don't like that. That's too creepy for me. Ooh, that's hitting on some visceral stuff for me. Like, I used to have nightmares about getting lost in stores and separated from my parents and stuff when I was a kid. Like, ugh, oh god, I don't like that. Ugh. And then, like, stuff in a museum, like, coming to life. That's like, ugh. Ugh. Like, one of the scariest things, to me when I was a kid, like a little kid back in the 80s, was Child's Play, like the Chucky movie, the first one. Like, before it got, like, really weird and corny, the idea of a kid's doll coming to life and becoming fucking murderous was an absolute nightmare to me. It scared the living shit out of me. I hated that so much to the point where there was a video store, that we used to go to that had, like, a cardboard standee with, like, little diodes in the eyes that would glow red of Chucky. And they had that positioned right in front of the door when you entered the place, and I refused to go in that video store because I was terrified. The first Toy Story had some moments, I'm not gonna lie, and I saw that when I was significantly older than when I saw Child's Play. Like, there were some times when that movie was, like, a little, like, damn, this is for kids? Alright. Look at this Punch Man. My grandma used to have dolls, like traditional Japanese dolls, like ningyo dolls. And normally they were kept in glass cases up on top of, like, the china cabinet and a bookcase we had downstairs, and on top of a shoe cabinet that she had in the upstairs hallway. But something happened. I can't remember what it was. I don't think it was when the place next to ours burned down, because that was before I had what eventually was my room. But at some point we were doing something where we had to move the dolls and we didn't have anywhere to put them because the cases were very fragile. We couldn't, like, move them around too much. And one of the dolls ended up being put in my room temporarily, like on, like, a folding chair in my room. And unfortunately my mom, in her infinite wisdom, had the case facing my bed. And so one time I woke up when I was sleeping and just had this doll just staring at me. And it was not a fun sensation. But yeah. I don't like that. I don't like that shit. Yes, it was a folding table, as Rich Evans would say. Is that what? Why can't I fill that in? What's going on here? This little spot, it won't fill in. Why? Oh, I guess I didn't fill it in down here. Okay, there we go. Kazoo! We got the Kazoo. Hell yeah. And eventually, we will unlock our final emote slot that we can unlock as an affiliate. And add another subscriber emote. Imagine if you had paid for Kazoo, right? That would be wild. Yeah, that's a pretty common fear, Richie. It has to do with like Uncanny Valley and stuff. That's one of the reasons why like haunted dolls and mannequins and animatronics are such a popular source of horror in stories and media. Yeah, I mean a lot of people's is at an 11. A lot of people have just a real big aversion to that kind of stuff. I think it's one of the more common fears and aversions. Like objects and stuff. Humans are pretty good at determining if something that's human looking isn't quite right. Like we are fairly competent at detecting when something human-esque is not quite human. We can pick it out pretty easily. Giant teddy bear, yeah. It's like in Akira. The teddy bear thing. Yeah, the Uncanny Valley. Humans have a pretty well-honed sense of Uncanny Valley, especially with humanoids.
You're doing just fine, and what you do matters.
Oh yeah. The Poltergeist though, the first Poltergeist movie was actually like I really liked that movie as a kid, and I'm talking like under 10 kid. Because I saw it like how old was I? I think I was probably younger than 7. I think I was like 5 or 6 when I first saw that movie, and I liked it a lot. I don't know why, I can't explain why, but I really liked it. Although the TV thing kind of creeped me out a little bit. But the rest of it was cool. I also really liked Hellraiser, and I saw that way younger than I should have too. And I also really liked The Thing, and both of the Aliens movies. And what else did I like? I don't know. I like some movies that would be considered inappropriate for my age when I was younger. Oh, RoboCop, the first RoboCop, I like that a lot too. Yeah, a bunch of nasty corpses in the swamp is a pretty startling thing. I actually want to say that I saw The Toxic Avenger when I was a kid too, which definitely not an appropriate movie for kids. Trauma movies aren't really appropriate for anybody if you ask me, but definitely not kids. It's because my grandma would watch a bunch of like horror and like weird like monster movies all the time, and she didn't fucking care if I was in the room or not. As far as she was concerned, if it's not right for me to watch, I should leave, not she should turn it off. I should leave the room. And, you know, me being a stubborn little kid, I want to see what's so taboo, so I'm gonna stick around and watch the movie. There was a Toxic Avengers cartoon, and I didn't understand that because the movie is definitely not for kids, and yet they made a cartoon about it. That would be like making a Hellraiser cartoon, which honestly I would watch. Not gonna lie, but it doesn't make sense. It's the same thing for Beetlejuice, though, because, like, Beetlejuice, like, he's a villain, and he's kind of a terrible entity in the movie. And then they make a cartoon where he's, like, a cool, goofy friend. Which, you know, I guess I'm okay with, because I like Beetlejuice and I like the cartoon, but still. Then again, I mean... They made fucking toys for Starship Troopers. I know this because I had a couple of them. Because I really like the bugs. So I bought the figures because I thought they were cool looking. But Starship Troopers, again, not really a kid's movie. It's fucking Paul Verhoeven. But then again, okay, they had a RoboCop cartoon too. They had one. I don't think it lasted that long, but they did have a RoboCop cartoon. And RoboCop is not a kid's movie. It's very violent. And, it has some explicit moments. No, if you made... So, my vision of a Hellraiser cartoon, like a Hellraiser animated series, would be... it's from the Cenobites' perspective. You would be following the Cenobites. And I don't know if they'd necessarily be, like, heroes or protagonists, but they would definitely be the main characters, in my opinion. Also, I would probably want it to be, I would want the art direction to be by Peter Chung. If we're, like, you know, really, like, theory crafting this, I would want it to be Peter Chung. I think only he could do the most justice to an animated Hellraiser series. Oh, I saw Aeon Flux when I was a kid, too. I was probably like 7 or 8 when I saw Aeon Flux on MTV. So, again, things I wasn't really supposed to be watching at the ages that I was watching them. Probably explains a whole lot about me, but oh well. What can you do? I actually used to watch Liquid Television on MTV a lot, because it was on in the afternoon, and when my grandma was still working, I was able to use her TV, which was the TV that had cable, to watch that stuff, like, after school. I would try to get some of that in before my grandma got home and kicked me off the TV and told me to go outside. I loved Liquid Television. That was great. Super weird stuff on there, but, like, really interesting animations. I watched some Celebrity Deathmatch, but by the time that came out, I was already a teenager, so it wasn't, you know... I'd already been exposed to quite a bit of stuff, so that wasn't really, like, extreme for me. So I actually never watched Invader Zim. I've read Jonan Vasquez's comics, but I never got into Zim. But yeah, that. I mean, on one level, that's pretty extreme for a kids movie, or a kids show rather, but it's also Jonan Vasquez. I mean, if you don't have any experience to him prior to seeing that, then you're going to be like, what the fuck is this? But if you have any prior experience to his work, then you're just going to be like, oh yeah, that tracks. Yeah, I'm surprised too. But he did. He certainly did. Fun fact. Jonan Vasquez and I are exactly 10 years apart in age to the day. And we're from the same city. He actually went to high school in a neighboring district to the one I went to high school in. Slave Labor Graphics is based in my hometown. I've actually spoken to Jonan Vasquez via AIM a long time ago. We weren't like friends or anything, but we talked a few times. That's one of those like degrees of separation things to like celebrities and shit. So yeah, trivia night. There you go. He streams, by the way. He streams on Twitch. Like, not super regularly, but he does stream video games and sometimes art.
Stick with this one. It's going places. Just like you. Keep it up.
I actually saw someone from the Fetty like being like really weird and demanding in the chat in Jonan's stream, and and got kicked out for it. It was really funny to me. Like I was there when it happened and I was laughing. Yeah, I'll talk about it on the Discord or something, but yeah, it was very funny. Not like, okay, so I guess demanding is not the right word. More like, I can't say the word on Twitch anymore. They were being like a hyper shrimp, let's put it that way, and basically like trying to make jokes while Jonan and some other people on the stream were drawing in like a group draw thing, and then like getting like upset and whiny in the chat that the streamer wasn't paying attention to the chat to respond to the lame jokes. And then the mods were like, knock it off. And then they kept complaining, and then they got kicked. Which was hilarious to me, considering this person also tended to do the same kind of thing to any femme-presenting person on the Fetty they came across. So it was just, you know... But yeah, so that was entertaining to me. Oh, look at that. Not done yet, but we're getting there. We should probably give some of the same treatment to the idle version. I need to make a shading layer. There. Well, I know at least one person is streaming the demo in anticipation of the release, and then we'll be streaming the game once it actually unlocks later tonight. But I'm sure a lot of people are going to be streaming it as soon as it unlocks. Because that's one of the things that game streamers like to do, is they like to jump on the game as soon as it comes out in order to, you know, catch the hype train around it. And just cleaning up a little bit. I went over the lines in a few places. We don't want that. That's sloppy looking. Look at Gao dancing, but Gao doesn't have the toilet paper emote. That's valid, Gal. Hey, Doritos! Hell yeah. So, in this pose, all of this area on the top of the muzzle is going to be shaded. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I'm using the wrong color. No wonder it's like a weird color. I want the blue there. So like, because of this horn thing, I don't know what this is called. This part, it likes to try to slam you into the ground with. So this is all going to be in shadow because that horn is over it. And my cats are going absolutely wild right now, of course. They know it's stream night. It does look like a gun, but it's not. So this... It doesn't shoot anything. So this green stuff is actually saliva. Because Brachydios has saliva that is kind of like nitroglycerin. And it coats these horny parts... horny parts of its hands. It has fingers that are hidden behind these bony shells. And then it uses that to coat this horn with the saliva, and then it punches you and slams its horn into you to make the saliva spread onto you or onto the ground, and then it explodes. He's a blasty, punchy boy. And he's kind of mean. He's not friendly. Not in any kind of way that you would want him to be friendly anyway. This one is friend shape. You're gonna need to add like I don't know, like a GIF or something, or a command where you can have like an explosion on the screen to add to the brachy effect. Maybe an explosion sound effect too, I don't know. An exploding spitball. Ugh, gross. Bracky ball, hell yeah. Oh good, the cats left. They were making a whole lot of noise. But they finally fucked off, so... Hello, Claire John. I was just mentioning earlier that, like, the only Pleroma instance that I don't want to suspend and defederate from is yours. At least the only one that I know of. Someone mentioned that the Pleroma weirdos were added again today. I don't know what's going on. I haven't really checked the Fetty much. I know that some stuff was going down yesterday and last night. Yeah, that's valid. I know that you didn't pick it because, you want to be associated with the types of people who usually pick Pleroma. Oh no, the cats are back. Why was your trachea sore? What happened, Richie? Yeah, technology leaves a lot to be desired a lot of the time. Alcohol poisoning. Oh shit. Did you overdo it? Damn, Richie. You need to pace yourself with that kind of stuff. I'm glad you're recovering though. That's scary. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I've known more than one person to get kind of wrecked with rum. That stuff can really kick your ass before you even realize it. Yeah, that's true, Claire John. Like, you want if you want to have a cool Winamp in bed, sometimes your options are limited. But that Winamp in bed is worth it. That's pretty neat. It really whips the llama's ass, as they say. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have any experience with Pleroma, as I was saying earlier. I've heard from people that it has some benefits over Mastodon and some drawbacks.
Cast is free. It is supported by its listeners. To become a supporter,
I don't think that Pleroma was bad on its own. It's just the community that it has developed around it that's not great.
Or click the link in the show notes. Either way, thank you for listening. See you next time.
Oh, that was a short episode. Usually these things are closer to like an hour long. I guess not so much anymore. Yeah, Richie, alcohol poisoning is not fun. Um, it's pretty rough. I'm sorry you went through that. I'm glad you're getting better though. I wish I wish somebody would fork either Mastodon or Pleroma or both and kind of like merge the best aspects of both of them and get rid of the worst aspects of both of them. That would be nice. Maybe someday. Probably not though. Hmm. Oh, that might be why so many unsavory people end up gravitating towards it, yeah. Alright, time for another episode of Connellcast. There we go.
Connellcast by Connellrad. Hi folks. It's Connellcast's third birthday. Who would have thought this would still be going on 3 years later?
I would I would not want an episode of Comcast.
This long is support from Patreon
Fuck that.
who also receive many extra perks not available to others. Link is in the show notes if you'd like to join. If you can't stretch to that right now, and you haven't done so already, do consider leaving Connellcast a review and rating on Apple Podcasts. It helps. In any case, it's great to still be making music for you. Now let's go.
Yeah, I know about at least one Pleroma dev that I think they quit though. I think they were like the head dev or something. I'm not really sure. I thought at one point they said that they were just walking away from it, but that might have changed. I don't know. Oh, okay. They did. Oh. Ew. Ew. Not a fan of that. You know, they have dragon avatars for stream avatars. I should add at least one for you, Claire John. Find a good one that's red. There's no skeletons though, which I'm still kind of salty about. I'm gonna have to make one. I'm gonna have to like import a sprite sheet. Yeah, like, for the Castlevania sprites, they only have, like, the really, like, low pixel, like, NES 8-bit, Belmont sprites, and then they have, like, Symphony of the Night Alucard, and then there's no, like, Castlevania monsters. I don't think that I can assign avatars to anybody, but I can make one available, and I think I can change the quote-unquote price for them. So I could make it, you know, like, pretty much free. For the ones that aren't the big Monster Hunter ones, I haven't actually messed with the prices at all. Those are all just the default values that the game assigns. And the only reason I put the Monster Hunter monsters behind a bits wall is just because they're so big. And I didn't want everybody just, you know, clogging up the screen with giant monsters. Honestly, I haven't figured out all of the features of stream avatars yet. I haven't really gone in there and truly messed with it. So I might be missing functionality and features. My main concern is that a lot of the sprites that I want aren't there, and I'm gonna have to do something about that. But that's gonna take time. And I don't really have a lot of time right now to devote to that, so it's gonna have to wait. Neon Ridley is great. I love the Metroid avatars, even the janky little NES ones. Cause you know, before I played Symphony of the Night, Super Metroid was one of my favorite games. I loved that game. I love the monsters. I love the sprite work. I loved all of it. It was just great. But I am gonna add more. I'm gonna make bats. I might make owls, stuff like that. Definitely bats for sure, though. I might end up getting there's a program that's basically for like sprite work, pixel art called Aspirite. It's like 20 bucks. I might buy it at some point just to make little pixel things for this. It's just that I have spent a whole lot of money lately. So I'm holding off on spending any more that I don't absolutely have to spend. But hey, we had a transmission problem. Hey, look, a sticker. We had a transmission problem where we were having issues with our car going into reverse unless you put it in park first. It wasn't like a major thing. It just like a lot of hesitation that didn't used to be there. So we took the car into the shop this week, and I was anticipating some kind of major transmission repair or you know, whatever, which is expensive. We've had to deal with transmission issues with our previous car before, and it's, you know, it's no small expense. So I was dreading that. You know, I was like, oh god, I just bought a new computer. I just paid my property tax. You know, I just paid a bunch of bills, and now I'm gonna have to deal with this. But fortunately, it turns out that it was just some kind of cable that had worn out and needed to be replaced, and I guess the guy just did it for free. Like, my partner went in to pay for it, because we picked the car up first, and they're like, oh yeah, you can come back and, you know, pay for it when the main guy is here. And so when my partner went back, he was just like, you know, it's fine. So that was cool. Wasn't a major issue, and it was free. I'm pretty happy about that. That was good news. I have like lingering trauma from when we had an old rusted out beater of a car, and we had no fucking money, and everything would go wrong with that car on a regular basis. Like, the starter went out, and then the alternator went out, and then when my partner was driving down the highway on the way back from class one time, the transmission failed, and then the exhaust system like rusted out and corroded, and it was literally being held together with wire, and we had a big old hole in the muffler. And then the tires went bald, and we had to replace those. And it was just one thing after another with that goddamn car. And so I still have like lingering like anxieties about any kind of car problem, because I remember how horrible that was and what a struggle it was to get anything fixed or replaced or dealt with, because we didn't have the money to do it. Like, the door handles broke off because they were just like, the plastic was sun rotted, and so they just snapped off like one after the other eventually, on the inside and the outside. Fucking sucked. Yeah, it was just bad. It was just bad. It sucked. It was not a pleasant time. So I'm super thankful that our mechanic is a cool guy who does good work and doesn't, you know, take any opportunity he can to get money out of you. Yeah, basically my car was like, okay, so when we got the car, it was already used. It was already like, it was already over 10 years old. I think it was like 12 years old at that point. And so, you know, it was a Corolla. Those things will run forever. Don't get me wrong. If it was a lesser model of car, we would have had far more problems with it more often than we did. But because it was already old, you know, it was just a matter of time before things would fail. And things did fail. Plus, that was a time when my partner was in college and a commuter, not a resident. And so there was a lot of driving happening. A lot. You know, often. So that just puts wear and tear on the car, which is already old, already used, already has wear and tear on it. But yeah, in general, I don't like cars. Cars are a hassle. They're an expense. They're dangerous. I don't like that they're such a necessity, but they are. Doot doot indeed. I still don't have a driver's license. I know how to drive. My mom taught me how to drive. I just never got a license. And honestly, we do got bagels. Honestly, I don't really want a license. I might end up getting one, just, you know, I don't have to rely on my partner to drive all the time because they hate driving and I don't blame them. But if I could exist without a license and without the necessity of needing to drive, I would be fine with that. Did the bat work? Did it work? I didn't hear it. Is it not working again? Oh no. I reconnected it and everything though. Why isn't it working? Everything should be working. I'm not sure why it's being difficult. I've reconnected it. I've updated the overlay thing. Oh god, it's so annoying. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working now. There's no reason it shouldn't be. It does use it, so some of the sound alerts use an extension, and then some of them use something that's called trigger fire, which allows me to have multiple media things in one, like, trigger. And even though I tested it the other day, it is now not working, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna refund your points. Just because, you know, it sucks that it's not working for you. Did it work?
Keep going. You are doing great.
Yeah, Richie should have points back now. All 420 of them. I'm sorry about that. I was troubleshooting it after the last stream, but apparently it didn't take, or it works when I'm not live and then doesn't work when I am live. I don't know. Yeah, none of them are working for some reason. No, I just don't get it. There's no reason why it shouldn't be working. Posture check, hell yeah. Alright. Anyway, back to shading. I hope it's not something where I have to, like, delete the triggers and then completely reconfigure them, because that's going to be annoying. There's only 3 of them that I have on that service right now, but it's still annoying. Other ways I'd rather be spending my time. Because the only thing that's changed is that, you know, I installed OBS on a different computer, my new computer, and then I had to relog into Twitch, but I've reconnected Twitch to that service, so it should be fine. Like, the token should be valid. I don't know why it's acting like it doesn't see what we're doing, because it should. And it works when I test it when I'm offline. I don't know. I mean, it's also in beta, so it might have something to do with that. I don't know. It is Jeff Bezos' fault. I agree. It's also Jack Dorsey's fault because the Twitter tip PayPal thing. That has absolutely nothing to do with it, but I'm gonna blame it on him anyway because he's a jerk. Wait, he did? Jack Dorsey did? Yes, it's also Todd Howard's fault. Todd did something. Break something. Well, that's not surprising that Jack did that, honestly. I guess it's actually something that should be expected. He seems like the type that would do that shit. Oh boy. I really do not like NFTs. Really do not. I will literally unfollow an artist if they post positively about NFTs. Like, I'm not about that shit at all. It's so bad. I hate it. I really, really hate it. I think my model is reacting to the road noise from outside because a lot of people are just really just barreling down the street that I'm on. And I think the mic is picking up some of that. So it's making the mouth move due to road noise. Kind of funny. Oops, nope, wrong layer. Oh, I'm kind of hungry now. I can wait though. I did not really eat anything before stream again. And that is my fault. Entirely on me. Well, in all honesty, this time it's because I woke up very late and I usually don't have an appetite for a few hours after I wake up. So at the time, I wasn't really hungry. But now apparently I reached that point where I do have an appetite, and now I'm hungry. My favorite is when, like, I go from absolute zero hunger, actually kind of just not wanting to think about food at all, to suddenly just ravenously hungry in, like, the span of 5 minutes. It almost feels like I'm being trolled by my own body. Oh no, Richie. Well, at least you have an appetite, you know, after your ordeal with alcohol poisoning and the gastric distress it causes. Yeah, yeah. You never appreciate the ability to eat normally until you're horrifically sick and just literally unable to eat normally. I've wanted ice cream for like a week and a half now. We don't have any. Someone the other day had an ice cream sandwich. I don't remember who. And I was like super, super, super envious. I want an ice cream sandwich. I think it was Gao. I think Gao had an ice cream sandwich. It was you, yeah. He said that, and I was like, oh my fucking god, I want an ice cream sandwich so bad. Yeah, exactly. Or like when you're like, you have like a cold or something and you're just coughing your brains out and you're like, oh god, I don't even remember what it's like to not be suffering like this. Or if you have a headache and you're like, imagine existing without your head feeling like it's trying to implode. Yeah, I never see that kind of flavor in the stores. Not around here, anyway. Like a sweet cream flavor. Like in Japan, they have just like milk flavored ice cream. That's not really a thing in the West. Blending. Wow. Much blend. You could also use condensed milk. Condensed milk is good. Basically how you make like a Vietnamese coffee or a Thai iced tea. Use condensed milk as a whitener and a sweetener. Milky. Yeah, like, imagine an ice cream that's a similar flavor to, like... I don't know how many people have had these, unless you, like, were in an area with a large Asian population, but there's a candy called Milky Candy. Now, imagine an ice cream with that flavor. It's like a... It's got like a caramelly texture, but it's like a... kind of like a sweetened milk flavor. That would be a really good ice cream flavor. Yeah, I think we've had those. I'm not sure. I've had them. Like, that's a candy I had a lot of growing up. Sorry, yawning. Alright, well, I know we need to do some cleanup. Got a mess going on here. But yeah, Gal, you'll probably have this by Sunday. A very good chance. I'm not killing myself over it. Oh shit! We're being raided. Alone in raid. Hello, Lonan. Playing Resident Evil 7. Welcome, welcome, raiders. Ooh, I just cracked my knuckle and it was really loud. I'm gonna redeem or refund that because for some reason those commands are not working today and I don't know why. I'm actually gonna pause redemptions on those. I don't know why they're not working. It sucks. I'm mad about it. I'm very mad about it. But I can't figure it out. Anyway, how was your stream, Lone, and how was Resident Evil 7? Are you hyped about the new game that is apparently unlocking tonight? With the big lady. The big lady. The tall lady. Oh, hell yeah. I'll probably pop in for that, because I'm probably not going to play the game myself. But I'm interested in watching because I want to see the big lady. Hell yeah. Did your stream go well? Did you make good progress in the evil residence? Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Congratulations on... would that be considered a speedrun? I don't know. Oh, wow. Damn, that's pretty fast. Alright, so right now, I am working on a reactive image, also known as a stream buddy, for Gao here in the chat. It's Brachydios from Monster Hunter. This is the idle pose, because the way a reactive image works is you use a script that goes through Discord, and it detects when you're talking and changes the image from an idle image to an active image. So this is the idle, and this is the active image for when the talking is actually happening. So right now I'm working on shading and highlights, kind of make everything pop, make the details stand out a bit better. And if you're not familiar with Monster Hunter, this monster is a punchy boy. You can see some concept art over here. Like a big, kind of like T-Rex looking thing that has these shells over its hands that it covers in an explosive saliva. And it likes to punch things and slam its horn into people or into the ground to make big booms. And it has this big, like, mace of a tail that it'll whack you with, too. Hey, Lysergic, what's up? Explosive boogies. No, that's That's well, it's not Anjanath because the boogers don't explode, but the lightning, the Fulgur Anjanath has electrified boogies. It's going pretty good. I'm working on commissions right now. Getting work done, being productive, or trying to. You mean the whale? That sounds like a whale to me, Lonan. I wish I could blow money out of my blowhole. That would be cool. I don't have a blowhole though. I need to get one of those first. Bat blowhole, exactly. Yeah, Kalka, I can't help you with that. I don't play those things. I just use Switch X. Oh, Richie. Wow. Look at all of those Kezus. That's beautiful.
Cast is free. It is supported by its listeners. To become a supporting listener and get announcement-free songs in higher quality and exclusive...
I love to watch the flocks of Kezus flying across the sky at dusk.
In the show notes.
It's so beautiful.
Thank you for listening.
Majestic.
See you next time and take care out there.
A murder of Kezu. Oh god. What is a Kezu but a giant featherless goose with no eyes that looks phallic? An ink of Kezus. Oh, did the episode end? I think it did. I don't think we've heard this one. It's been, what, over a month since we've listened to Cast, so I don't think any of these episodes are ones that we've listened to before. My so coincidentally, my cat loves to eat spiders, and he will swipe his paw through corners of a room, trying to look for any spiders that might be hiding in crevices or among the dust.
Hope you're doing okay.
And then he'll eat them.
Note that
with great relish.
Drone Alone, the series of minimal, atmosphere-focused drone tracks, comes out today. Exclusive.
Yes, he loves to eat spiders.
See the show notes
like his favorite thing in the world. He's a weirdo.
let's go.
He doesn't do the cack 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 sound. He just smashes his mouth into the floor where the spider is and just chomps it and looks very satisfied. I don't know if he does the jerky thing. I think he just, like, gulps them down. It's weird. I don't know, it's weird. But he is obsessed with them. Obsessed with the spiders. Yeah, I'm thinking there's something about them that's, like, really tantalizing to him. Like, some kind of flavor or mouth sensation that he finds thrilling or just really, satisfying. I have no idea what it would be. Yeah, I don't know, but I used to have a dog that would do the same thing but with yellow jackets, like wasps. He would just obsessively hunt them and eat them until the venom, like, made him sick, but that didn't deter him. Like, it would make him sick, and he would be sick, and then he would just continue doing it. I'm wondering if there's some kind of psychoactive effect to, like, the venom in these creatures that the animals are responding to that, you know, encourages them to continue eating them. I don't know. Are they getting high? Are they getting drunk? I don't know. We need more research done on why pets will consume venomous creatures for fun. Recreational spider and wasp eating. My other cat isn't terribly interested in eating spiders, so it's gotta be like a learned thing or an experiential thing. I don't think it's instinctual. Yeah, they might be tripping. I don't know. Because, like, the first few times that my cat Tobias did it, he was just doing it because he was hunting a bug, right? Like cats will do instinctively. They'll hunt small creatures. And then after a few times, he got really, really, really interested in finding more spiders to eat. So I'm really kind of thinking that something about it is pleasurable to him to the point where he has learned that it's a thing he wants to seek out. I just don't know what it is, and unfortunately he can't tell me, and he probably wouldn't anyway, because he can be a jerk sometimes. He'd probably be like, oh, wouldn't you like to find out? But yeah, that's my weird-ass cat that just has a thing for eating spiders. He's also the one that tends to get into, like, the most trouble, like, not like mischief, but like trouble as in he will do something that requires human intervention to help him with. Like, he got an eye infection once somehow, which I'm not sure, or he will end up eating something that makes him very, very sick, and I will have to basically, like, nurse him back to health over the course of a night or two. Or, you know, he'll get his claw stuck in something, or, you know, what have you. He's just a big doofus, a gigantic dingus of a cat.
Now, let's go.
Alright, that's pretty brachydios-ish. Actually, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn that off, sample some of this, and then get like a darker, less saturated version of it. And we're gonna add some accents, because over here in the concept art you see that it's a bit darker on the horn here where the saliva is. So I'm gonna kind of darken it over here. Yeah, Kalka chose Tobias. That was Kalka's pick, so I'm blaming it on Kalka. For choosing an absolute dipshit of a cat. He's very sweet, he's super friendly, he's very easygoing and chill overall, but he is a massive idiot a lot of the time. I mean, a lot of this is just shadow, but I guess I can incorporate some more areas of darker values to just kind of make it all the more extreme. Over here. Wanted extreme, like in the late 90s when everything had to be extreme all the time, no matter what it was. It's like everything was going to the X Games, no matter how mundane it was. A Brachydios wearing a sock as a mask. It would have to be a very big sock and it would have holes in it because of all of these protrusions everywhere. Let me turn the layer for the shading back on, and see, there's more value to it in certain areas. Not every spot. We don't want it everywhere, because then that ruins the point of it. But some areas is just more. And that's what I'm after. More. It's just Brachydios wearing a balaclava. Baladios? Oh, Richie, thank you for gifting that sub to Space Gremlin Kelka. Yeah, Gao has to get that bread somehow until they're able to get affiliate and hit up Jeff Bezos for money. Even though Jeff Bezos isn't the one paying out. He should. Jeff Bezos should be the one paying out. For being honest. He's got enough. He could spare some. He's not hurting at all. Alright, let's see. Oh, coffee sounds. Oh, I should blend this out. I didn't blend this out yet. Yeah. Alright, that's good. Do Brachydios have, like, irises and pupils? Hard to get a close-up on this thing's face. Its eyes are so small. Okay, so pupils at least. We should add that. That's the ink layer, right? Yeah, okay. Let's see. What is that? What is that? No, that's not. What is that? It's messy. Oh, okay, I see. Clean that up. Alright, so looking this way, so it'd probably be like... I'm gonna assume it's not like a perfectly round pupil, because a lot of the monsters don't have that, so it's probably like that, roughly. It might not be completely accurate, but honestly, it's a real big struggle to get like a really good shot, like a close-up shot of the eye, because the eyes are so small and there's so much going on with the face. I'll slap some really, really moe anime eyes on here. I mean, if you're concentrating on a Brachydiosa's eyes, you're not going to last very long in that fight. There's a lot of other things you should be worrying about. You really want me to put, like, I don't know, I've already drawn everything else. Actually, that should be small, because the eye's, like, super big, so the pupil should be tiny. Tiny. The other way? Like the pupil over here? Like over here? Okay. Like which direction exactly? Like up here? All right. That's true. You weren't lying. It is kind of an epic Pogger's face, isn't it? Blush? I could add blush, yeah. Caffeinate, alright. Hell yeah. There you go. No, the moths fly back in. They get sucked in because there's negative pressure in there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, gal. That's too cursed. I produce cursed content all the time. This is nothing new. This is just the latest in a long line of cursed content.
Keep going. You are doing great.
Yeah, Richie, exactly. I apologize for nothing. And I'll do it again, too. There, now it's really going. How is this more more lewd than Kezu now? That seems wrong to me. The Guildmarm is a kinky bitch, damn. There, I saved it, so the dark work is preserved. I mean, I'm just doing this as a joke, like, unless you really, really want it like this, I'm not gonna keep it this way. It's on different layers, so I can just turn it off. I'll send it as a PSD when it's done, and I'll keep the layers on there, so if you want to toggle them on and save a version like that, you can. That's true, Richie. The 4D, 3D, 3D3 has been engaged a little too hard. Alright, so let's go to something a little less horny. Yeah, I know, right? It's amazing. This is less horny than Reki Dios. Anyway. Well, you see, she's not making an ahegao in this, so it is objectively less horny.
This is Conrad. Stick with this one. It's going places. Just like you. Keep it up.
Oh yeah, as soon as this game releases tonight, people are gonna be ahegaoing all over the place. Oh no, you can't preload it? That sucks. Maybe they're worried about people having some kind of like crack in order to like access it early if they preload it or something. I don't know. Oh, that's not right. I don't want it like that. I want it like that. Tobias, please. Please stop. Tobias, go take a nap or something. Yeah, Tobias is here, and he wants to make his presence known. Maybe he understands what I'm doing and he's like, oh, I want to be on the stream too. Yeah, I don't know. I can't explain what Gaben is doing anymore. I'm still mad that we didn't get Half-Life 3. Spice is just like... I wish there were some spiders for me to eat on stream. He wants to do a mukbang, but he wants to eat spiders. And catnip. I should find or make... Well, no, because I mean, then people with arachnophobia might not like it. I was gonna say I should get some spider sprites, but now I'm thinking a little better of it. That might be a little bit of an aversion to some people, having little spiders crawling across the screen all the time. But maybe not that. Maybe not. So you're saying that that we should blame Capcom. I'm also gonna blame Capcom for not putting a Poogie in Monster Hunter Rise, and also for having unskippable cutscenes in Monster Hunter World. Well, for Halloween, I'm gonna play Symphony of the Night on stream, start to finish. Not all in one stream either. But like over the course of the Halloween season. There's not a lot of spiders in Symphony of the Night, actually, thinking about it. There's not. You would expect there to be more, but there's really not. I'm not sure why, either. No, I don't have any, Legacy of Kain. We have Alucard from Symphony of the Night. We have Metroid, we have characters from Final Fantasy Tactics, including Cloud from Final Fantasy VII, because he does have a cameo appearance in Tactics. And then we have Monster Hunter monsters. Very large Monster Hunter monsters. I wish there were more monsters, though. Like, an Otogiron would be cool. Devil Joe would be really cool. Just to have a big pickle wandering across the screen, and then you can blow it up. Yeah, a bagel. But I have no idea who made these Monster Hunter sprites. I don't think they're official. So I don't know if the person that made them is going to make more or not. What's the funniest shit you've ever seen, Richie? Oh shit. Someone set us up the bomb. Being turned into a pickle. Oh shit, god. Main screen turn on. Wrong color. So is this just shadow, or does the actual color of the dress get darker? I can't really tell. It could just be the lighting. I guess I could just, you know, include it just for dramatic effect. Oh, that's too brown though. I don't like that. I don't want it that brown. It looks like poop. Gross. More like that. Oh no. People dueling. A fight breaking out. So whether or not that's canon, I think it does give another dimension to the dress, so it's not just white. No moshing. Whoever listens to that anyway. Never been to a show where people did not mosh. I don't know if I would want to be at a show where people didn't mosh. It doesn't seem right. you don't want to get hit, stay out of the pit. But don't try to stop people from moshing. They're gonna mosh anyway. Yeah, I mean, if people are really feeling the music, they're gonna mosh. It's just gonna happen. It's an organic thing. Just stay out of the way, you know? Most of the time. I've encountered some really unruly pits at shows, but I always steer clear of the pit because I don't especially want to get hurt if I'm at a concert. So I never get sucked in. But yeah, some pits can get a little out of control. I notice a lot of times when it's like younger people, like people just barely in their 20s that think they're invincible, those tend to be the pits that kind of get out of hand a little bit, where people are actually trying to hurt one another, and it's kind of fucked up. Like I see people sometimes get into pits and they're just swinging, they're just taking swings at people, like they're actually trying to just fuck someone up. And that ain't right. Yeah, that's kind of me too. I tend to stay on the outer edges and just kind of enjoy the whole vibe, not just the music, but the whole vibe of the show. I'm not a mosher. I respect people who mosh, especially if they can do it respectfully. But that's not what I'm about personally. But I'm not gonna like be like, oh, don't mosh at shows. Like, if you want to mosh, go for it. Just don't be an asshole about it. You gotta respect the pit. I mean, yeah. Weird Al would want you to mosh at one of his shows, I imagine. Alright, so we gotta do these blade fingers. The blade fingers. And I don't mean blade as in the half-vampire character. I think this lady is a vampire, isn't she? She's some kind of monster lady. I think she's a vampire. Or something like that. I don't know. I haven't played the game. I just know she's big. And I wanted to draw her because I like monster ladies that have like an air of elegance to them, but then they also have like these fucking huge hands with gnarly fingers, and they're gonna fuck you up. Like Eve from Parasite Eve is like that, and that's one of the reasons why I fell in love with that game so hard, because it's like, oh my god, that's an incredible design, I love it. Look at her giant hands, it's amazing. So I'm gonna give, I don't know if it's canon or not, or whatever, but I'm gonna put like a sharpened edge on these, almost as if they're like actual knives. So these are gonna be edged weapons. Can you survive them? Probably not. Even if you maintain your reactionary gap, you probably will not survive these edged weapons. The danger level will increase to a point where you cannot hope to get away. Damn it, come on. What the hell, tablet?
From Connell Rad. Drone Alone. A series of long-form drone tracks.
Part of me really wants to play some of the Drone Alone on stream, but I don't think I have permission to do that. I have permission to play Connell Cast, because I asked directly, and I was given permission for that. But the Drone Alone stuff is like Patreon only, so I don't think it would be cool to play that publicly. I'm not gonna do it. As much as I want to, I'm not gonna do it, because that would not be cool. 9'6" vertical scissor hands. Hell yeah. Also, I love Edward Scissorhands. It's a good movie. What were we playing? That one, I think? Richie, that's sick. Alright, so this is gonna be the edge of a blade, so I want it to be a cooler gray.
Connell Cast by Connell Rad.
Kinda like that.
Hello everyone. The sun is starting to return here finally. Hope it is coming out for you too. Either way, I hope this music is helpful. Let's go.
Japanese is all about wordplay. Like, constantly. A lot of times things will have, like, triple, quadruple, or more meaning to it. Just for fun. Just for shits and gigs. Yeah, you know. Connell Cast is all about supporting you. Giving you something to listen to chill out and tune the world out for a bit. Keep it up, you're doing great. As the robot lady voice says. Been a big Conrad fan for a very long time. That's why I was super stoked when he gave me permission to use the music on stream. I honestly was not expecting to get permission when I added him on Twitter asking about it. I figured I'd be like, no, sorry, or, you know, just no response whatsoever. Knife hands. You have to say the K in knife. You have to say knife hands. It's the only way it's valid. So this is like Parasite Eve meets Edward Scissorhands meets Freddy Krueger. Meets Surviving Edged Weapons. Alright, I wanna do the wavy edge. Because I like that. I like the way it looks, so I'm gonna do that. I like it when it's wavy like this. Not canon. I don't care. I like the way it looks, so I'm doing it, because I can, and nobody can stop me. All the cops, I don't give a fuck. Nobody give a shit, and if they do, that's a them problem. They should go take a walk and sort out their feelings a little bit. Capcom police can show up at my door and I'm gonna file a complaint about why they put such awful, unskippable cutscenes in Monster Hunter World. I would like a refund for my time. See, look at that. That's cool. It's all like scallopy wavy. That's rad. I love it. Yes, I will hand it directly to them, and it will be notarized. I'll get my sister-in-law to notarize it. Oops. Oh, wow. Well, congratulations, Richie. I hope that your future brother-in-law is tolerable. But sometimes in-laws aren't. Damn, 14. Give him a swirly if he acts up. Good night, Bristleburr. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, that's too much. Too much. Tone it down a little bit. Okay. Use more of this over here, because there's a weird blank spot that I don't want. And I think that's good for that. Oh wow, that's interesting. Interesting family dynamic. But then again, my brother and I are 12 years apart in age. He's older than me by a dozen years, so it happens. Yeah, my mom had my brother very young, like when she was 18. And that was with her first husband. I was the product of her third marriage. So there was a number of years between me and my brother.
Now, let's go.
Cool. Cool knife fingers. Hell yeah. I guess I can get rid of the sketch layers now. I don't really need them anymore. Not bad, not bad. Now I want to try out the hatching brushes that I downloaded today for the background. Ooh. Ooh, what's this? Hang on, let's try this out. Let's try this out. Ooh, what's that look like up close? Oh, damn. That's like a good noise brush. Look at that. Hell yeah. Ooh, I like that. It's not exactly what I want for this, but I like it. What's this one? Ooh, I forgot I downloaded this. I just downloaded a bunch of stuff. This is basically what I was looking for, this one. But I want one that's like, yeah, more like that to start off with, and then I'm gonna build it up. I might go for smaller. Like, that's good, yeah. Alright. Like that. See? So it's like dark, but there's texture to it. Like a manga kind of screen tone kind of thing. I mean, I could have just downloaded like digital screen tone materials, but I didn't want that. I want to be able to like adjust it to my preferences. I could have also just done this by hand, but I didn't want to. That would take forever. And this one I think that's more dense. Wow, that just darkens everything right up. Holy shit, look at that. That's amazing. I love it. I love it. It's so good. And then I can go a little bit bigger on the brush size and kind of make more of a gradient effect. Sick. Yes. Alright, that's exactly what I wanted to do. I'm gonna go smaller. Hell yeah, right? It's working out nicely. And then, what's this one? What's this one do? What's that do? Okay, that's just another noise brush. I don't want that. Let's see what else I have. I downloaded a whole bunch. Dirty noise, blah, 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 blah. Oh, this one? No, that's a material, that's not a brush. Did I add this one? Yes, I did. And added this one. I don't think this is exactly what I want, though. Is this a material? No, it's a brush. Okay. Oh, that one's weird. Oh, you can do like kind of curve like stuff with it. Oh shit. Now that's not what I want, but that's interesting. I like that. Ooh, this one's nice too. Alright, something for the ground. Kind of works. It's not ideal, but it's alright. Like creeping shadows or whatever. Let's see. Oh no, the hunger, it has spread. I wish I had a real hot tub. it's very chilly tonight, it would be nice to sit in a hot tub. Oh, okay. Saving that. Oh, I did do the shading on another layer. Good job, me. So this is a really monochromatic piece because she doesn't have like a lot of color to her, really. Like this, I'm assuming most of this kind of yellowish brownish stuff is from like lighting. But her actual design is fairly monochromatic aside from her eye color and her lipstick. And I'm not putting this big flower because it's just going to be in the way, and I already have the hand over there, so I'm not going to bother with it. She's got to be, but from what I saw, there's actually 4, I guess if you want to go with the Eastern mythology, it would be like the 4 heavenly kings of the game that are part of this weird monster community that exists in the village. And she's just one of the 4. There might be multiple tyrant-esque characters going on in here. Just got this little thing going on back here that I need to include. I don't know what it is. But I'll try to add it. Yeah, she's built. She's not a slender woman. Get it? Slender woman? Ha 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 ha. Sorry. Ha ha ha, jokes. Welcome to my I was gonna say Pomedy Codcast. So we'll just go with that. Pomedy Codcast. I would discuss fish. I like fish.
Doing just fine, and what you do matters. Please don't stop.
Hear that, everybody? You're doing just fine, and what you do matters. Please don't stop. You heard it straight from the robot lady's mouth. Or, audio output device. Okay, if it was a codcast in that context, Lysergic, I would not know anything about it because I don't play those games. I would just be like, gun? Was Call of Duty the one that had the guns that had like the pot leaves on them and stuff that you could get as like a paid DLC or something? Or was that a different series? 'Cause honestly, they're all kind of the same to me. Okay. That would be basically the only thing I would know anything about is weed gun.
I just wrote you a note today and made a list of the pictures, but right now it's for the southern part of Portage County, and we are more or less up in the north. Yeah. So it's really not bad. We've had some really heavy rain. I mean, it really came down like good. I don't know how much we got, but we got a lot of rain. And it's not been that disastrous, although when the siren...
I'm just not really into, like, competitive games that much.
Yeah, well, you can't mess with that.
It's not really enjoyable for me.
I just wrote you a note today.
Because people get really, like, shitty about it, and I don't want to deal with that. I just want to have fun. Splatoon is good. I will agree with that. That's one of the rare competitive style games that I actually enjoy.
And it's not been that disastrous, although when the sirens did go off, I brought the girls downstairs in the basement. Yeah, well, you can't mess with that. No, we're in the basement. In fact,
Blunt force, that's pretty good though. I appreciate that.
But right now it's for the southern part of Portage County, and we are more or less up in the north. Yeah. So it's really not bad. We've had some really heavy rain. I mean, it really came down like good. I don't know how much we got, but we got a lot of rain. And it's not been that disastrous, although when the sirens did go off, I brought the girls...
Blunt force, hell yeah. Sick.
No, we're in the basement. In fact, I just wrote you a note today and made a list of the pictures. But right now it's for the southern part of Portage County, and we are more or less up in the north. Yeah. So it's really not bad. We've had some really heavy rain. I mean, it really came down like good. I don't know how much we got, but we got a lot of rain. And it's not been that disastrous, although when the sirens did go off, I brought the girls downstairs in the basement. Yeah. Well, you can't mess with that. No, we're in the basement. In fact, I just wrote you a note today.
Cool. We did the big lady.
Right now, for the southern part of Portugal.
Is she big? And then, like, this is you. In comparison, this is accurate size comparison. This is you. And this is her. So now you know. Now you know how big she is. And it actually doesn't matter how tall you actually are. She scales to your height. So no matter how tall you are in reality, you will always be this size compared to her. Yeah, her height is a relative variable, and it adjusts. Alright, so she has like glowy eyes, which I didn't know when I first started drawing this, because I started this like months ago, but I didn't know enough about the game or the character. So I just kind of picked at it a little bit until I learned more about the game. So I'm gonna give her glowy eyes. Because she deserves it. Now she's really gonna fuck you up. And you're gonna like it. You're gonna like every second of it. It is a glow up, isn't it? I'm not gonna shade her though, because I don't feel like it. And I don't want to do it, so I'm not gonna do it. Alright, so we've been going for a while. And, since this game is relevant tonight, we're gonna raid someone, a VTuber, who I have discovered recently, and she's pretty cool. She's playing the game. She's playing this game. So we're gonna go ahead and raid her. So we can just kind of shift from tall lady fan art to tall lady game. And appreciate the spoopiness and the tall lady. So we're gonna go ahead and raid Seiku, who's currently playing this game. Probably just started recently. And in the meantime, thank you everybody who came to hang out and, you know, indulge me while I draw ahegowing Brachydios and tall vampire lady MILF monster woman whatever she is. Thank you, Lonan, for the raid, and thank you, Richie, for gifting that sub to Kelka. I'll be back on Saturday with more art. Maybe traditional media, maybe digital, I don't know yet. We'll find out. In the meantime, everybody have a good evening. Enjoy yourselves, take care of yourselves, stay safe and healthy, and we have the Discord, which Nightbot conveniently just did the link to. You can come hang out in the Discord. It's pretty active, although it's chill. It's not, like, overwhelming. And we hang out, and we shitpost, and we have fun, and we do movie nights on Wednesdays. We play video games together and stuff. And it's a pretty cool place. And in the meantime, I hope everybody, you know, enjoys the rest of their week. I'll see you on the weekend, and if I don't, maybe I'll see you some other time, somewhere. And let's get this raid started. Alright everybody, good night. I'll see you around. Don't let the Kazoos bite.